T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Welcome to another Chill Review. This is Hasbro's Ghostbusters Plasma Series. It's their more adult collector-friendly line of Ghostbusters figures, just like Star Wars The Black Series, Transformers Generations, and Power Rangers Lightning Collection, where they have more detail and they try to be more authentic and less kid-friendly with more articulation and all that type of junk. As you may have seen in my T-Man's Fig Hunt 22, I already opened Winston already. I said already twice, sorry. But anywho, so that's why he's not in the box. The boxes are designed to look like the fabric of the Ghostbusters uniform. Even the patch has like stitch work in it. On the sides, I forget what type of artwork you call this, but there you are with all the 4 members of the Ghostbusters. On the back, you'll see all the characters, and you'll see the Build-A-Figure, which is Vince Clortho, and you'll have a wire going to the actual character that you're dealing with. I guess they wanted that to look like a ghost trap, and it has a little bio for them. I have not purchased the 2 ladies. I can imagine that these will be on super clearance at Ross soon. Also of note, because I'm not going to show it, each one of the male Ghostbusters come with an arm or a leg for the demon dog. To get into more unnecessary detail, the plastic bubble on the inside comes after you open this up and get this tray out of the way, which has this type of detail right there. Ecto 1 is on there. It's one big shell right there. So that's cool. I want them to just package Transformers like this so we don't have to use twisty ties and zip ties and all that junk, but they don't want to do that. And I guess this makes it easy to recycle. Alright, here they all are out of the packaging, and much like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they pretty much are the same toy with different heads, but there is a couple of other differences. All of their body molds are exactly the same, except with these 2 exceptions. Like Egon, Peter, and Winston have the same torso, but Ray has a different torso. Ray has more of a fat dad gut, so that's different. And his collar is molded a little bit differently, but the rest of them have the same collar and the same body, basically. Peter, from the knee down, his pants aren't tucked in, so they're hanging over the boot, versus, and I'm not going to be picking these things up, here are the boots tucked in. They look the same on every figure, and Peter is not tucked in. Looks like that. I thought he had swivel under there, but it's not. I think it's either adheres to the pant sculpting or it's all one piece. But other than that, and since Peter is in front of me, I'm going to let you see these details. I got recent complaints from people who must be new to my channel, talking about too much hands and not enough toy. I'm like, you can see pictures on the internet, and I always do this. I always show the figure. It's like, look at the toy. It's not, if you just see my hands, it's just because you want to see it. But they have this gray paint right there that goes across the elbow joint right there, the center elbow joint. They all have the patch right there, and like I said, they all have this collar. And here is Peter up close. Well, we have him here. I mean, it's going to be difficult. That must have been some paint. Hopefully there aren't a bunch of bad QC face molds out there or face paint jobs out there, but it's going to be tough to find a better one for Winston and Egon because they only come 1 to a case, but Ray and Peter come 2 to a case. They are very sparse on accessories, but Peter comes with the ghost trap right here. It's hollow on the bottom, but they did mold in the wheel detail. It looks like that. I mean, it's greatly detailed. I'm pretty sure these dials are probably supposed to be painted a different color. And I don't know if it has a ghost symbol on there or no ghost symbol. Of course, it doesn't open, and if it did, it would be hollow on the bottom, so that's unfortunate. Let's bring in Ray. I think Ray is my most fuzzy face sculpt. Like right now, it looks blurry. From a distance, it looks okay, but up close, it definitely looks blurry. The other characters don't look so blurry up close, but this one, I don't think the face printing was exactly right, but you can see, and it looks like Dan Aykroyd. His accessory is this goggles right here. So this isn't really elastic, it's a soft pliable plastic. It scares the crap out of me because it's very tight around his head. What I was doing earlier was I put it on the face first, and then I carefully ease this down behind the head, and I probably loosened it up a bit, so maybe we don't have to worry too bad. But here is what you're working with this on his face. Oh, I guess you can see ghosts with this, which is great. It's sculpted down the bottom to fit over his nose, so you'll know you're putting it on right, and it fits perfectly, so can't really complain about that. Egon comes with a PKE meter. This is all the detail you see on there. They just painted the screen on it. They put some buttons on it, and it's not hollow or anything. It's molded all the way around, so that's cool. Each one of them has this little hole in their belt, and they all have the same belt detail. I guess that's their walkie-talkie and whatnot. And this hose is very pliable. It's actually attached to there and attached to the belt. But like I was saying, there's a little peg right there that can fit into the belt loop. Unfortunately, this is one solid piece, so this doesn't close right here. But so you can see, every one of them has the same exact belt detail. So they are very sparse on accessories. Maybe I should, yeah. The Build-A-Figure piece, I know they come with that, but compared to their other lines that they've been putting out recently, like Lightning Collection and the Overwatch Ultimates, it's kind of disappointing that they don't really come with much. I mean, the backpacks, the Proton Packs are substantial, and I'm gonna bring them out here. Maybe that costs way more than I think, but yeah, I wish all of them came with a goose trap. Let you see all the accessories before I get into that. But here is Egon's face. The glasses aren't really glasses. His face is molded with the glasses in there, so there's no glass on there. Maybe they did that to give him a better... No, they had to do that to be cheap, because... Let me let you see this. Power Rangers Billy has some glasses molded over his digital face printing. So they could have did that if they wanted to. But I guess they know Power Rangers is a moneymaker, and they're gambling with the Ghostbusters. But all that aside, this is an awesome likeness. I think he definitely looks the best out of all of them. Like, wow. And let's bring in Winston up close. Guess he's really happy to be there with the Ghostbusters. The hair sculpt is kind of weird. I've, for years, collecting Marvel Legends and whatnot, I've seen way better when it comes to black hair sculpts. And this looks kind of weird. I guess you're supposed to just look at it from a distance and not look at it up close. But this is still a good likeness. And I definitely like when his face is down like this when he's doing things, since he has that weird all the time smile. Winston comes with the biggest, giggity, most necessary accessory for ghost busting. This is the proton blast, or whatever you want to call it, whatever they actually call it, the stream. But anywho, It's a soft, pliable, lightning type material with a more rigid, transparent, hollow plastic piece in the center right there, which is cool. But bruh, I think all of them should have come with this, but I'm thinking they're thinking that people wouldn't want Winston because he wasn't that major to the first movie, to be honest with you. Let's be honest, without being in that boardroom with them, I'm sure that they thought he would be the weakest link and be the least likely to be purchased. So they gave him the most necessary accessory. Why they only gave him this, I don't know why. I think they could have at least gave two of the characters these, because one person, Peter, has the ghost trap, and Ray and Egon has the PKE meter. So I think he and Ray should have definitely got the blast right here. But anyhow, let's get to the Proton Packs. And there is one thing different about each one, even though all of them are pretty much the same. The little circles, there's 4 circles on the back. Each one of them is painted in a different spot. This one is Ray down there. This one is Egon right there. That one's Peter. And this one is Winston down there, and it's Sloppy. So now that I have this on video, I can remind myself. The Proton Pack is actually multi-levels of material and whatnot. I can tell you that this hose right here is a separate piece that they had to attach. From what I can tell, I don't know if they molded that like that. I could be wrong. I could possibly be wrong, but they have wire detail overlapping it and whatnot. And of course, this hose to the wand right here is a whole separate piece. If you could pull that out, it won't break on you. And then this green strap is a whole separate piece from the actual backpack. You open it up on the side right here. What the heck? Peters seem to be... Let me show you on Winston, because I've already opened this up. You unwrap that and you get it. This seems to be fused or something, like it's glued together. So I hope the other ones aren't like that. I'm gonna have to mess with this off camera before I break it. Let me mess with... This is Egon's, and Egon's got really warped in the package. These things were very difficult to get out the package, by the way. Yeah, all of theirs are okay, but Peter's seems to be fused right there. So I'm gonna have to cut at that. That's annoying. All right, what I was gonna try to do was peel away the strap part away from the actual pack, so I can actually cut at that easier. But it appears that it's glued here and there, and probably some other places. Maybe I can kind of get this. No, it's kind of glued down there. I'm thinking it's moving a little bit, but yeah, if you have my trouble, I'm gonna say get a hair dryer, heat up all this till the glue loosens, and then actually I might be able to do that to this. Alright, there's always somebody out there who needs a little bit of extra help, so I'm going to demonstrate how to put this on. You put the one arm through there, move this around so the head can go over it, plug the peg on the inside into their back, and then just go ahead and move this around their gut or around the side and plug that back into the peg right there. And now it's on. And let's get into the articulation. Their heads are on a double ball post. So there's a post on the bottom that can help them get like head tilt side to side. Because their heads are like shaped differently and whatnot, some of them will have more range with that ball at the bottom, but they have the ball at the top. So they should, in theory, be able to do that rock back and forth thing, but like I said, it depends on the head sculpt. They should be able to look up a little bit and down. With Ray, I seem to be able to get him to look up probably the most. and down like he gets a lot of tilt on his ball joint. Let's try Peter. So Peter and Ray seem to be able to look up the most, but everything else should be pretty much exactly the same. When I first opened it, the first thing I wanted to see is how this waist joint works. It's just like the Black Series. It's on a ball post down there. So that's all buttery smooth and nice, and I was like, oh yeah, I like that. That's almost S6 figure arts. Then I moved the hips, buttery smooth and nice. Go out that far. It's like, oh, I like that. Can kick forward that much, kick back, but then everything else, no, it's using that safety plastic. That's tight. It can swivel there. The knees, holy crap, it feels like you're going to the gym trying to get this bottom joint to bend. It is rigid and stiff as crap. The foot goes back that much, can come forward a bit, and ankle pivot, and they all have pegs on the bottom of the feet. They have a butterfly joint, but it's mostly for going back than it is for going forward. I mean, you have that round cutout right there, so it can pretty much go straight. Swivel right here. The elbows, just like the knees, trying to bend both joints, a struggle. And then they all have wrists that rotate and go up and down like this. I don't like that. Getting them to hold the wand is difficult. I think one of the hands should have been the in and out, or they should have had replaceable hands. To let you see, their hands are super gummy pliable, so that is really great for putting the wand in their hands by just basically unraveling it, putting it in there. Here I'm demonstrating that they can reach to the back and actually grab that handle. I think that's why they gave them the roll of the dice hands, so then that's why they gave them the ability, as far as the butterfly joint, to make the shoulder go back so they can accommodate for this pose right here. But when it comes to holding the daggone things, that is a nightmare. It's like their arms have to be so specific. You don't know how long it took me to just getting him holding it like this, and getting him to aim forward, damn near, it's impossible with both hands. So yeah, and like trying the range that this can go back so that he can hold it straight is not that great. So that's frustrating, to be honest with you. So you have to have it pretty much at an angle, either this way. Well, since the hose is hanging out that way, I guess you could bring it around the other side, but it would just be more difficult. So it's pretty much, you have to have it at this angle. And then, like I said, the joints fight you. So if I have any complaints, the joints are a little bit too rigid and stiff, especially in the arms. I appreciate tight joints and whatnot on action figures, but it hinders things. And since Winston is the guy, and you can pull it out and aim it that way, since he's the one that comes with the actual attachment. Alright, I was doing this off camera, but let me do it on camera so you can see what I'm dealing with. The grip right there is on the bottom. That's where his fingers should be holding it. I'm trying to bend this joint right here so that it can make it point forward. Alright, I'm able to do that. There's like no way, because this is a two-handed type weapon, there's no way to get the arm across the front for him to grab it. That's where butterfly motion towards that way would be better. So you have no choice but to swing it across the body some, so that the hand can wrap around this end. Getting this thumb around there is tricky. And then he still has the roll of the dice action. If it was up and down like that, or in and out, I mean, that would be easier, but you have no choice but to rotate the body. Luckily, they gave him that piece of articulation, and then get him into some type of cool pose holding the damn thing. But there's one more detail I realized I didn't show. Another thing is different is they all have their last names on their shirt or jacket, I mean. So yeah, that's a cool little detail. I measured their heights off camera. They're a little over 5.5 inches tall, so they are not very tall action figures in the 6-inch action figure range. Like, this is my 1/12 scale synthetic human right there. He's taller, and he's a short figure. Here are a couple of Lightning Collection Rangers right there. Billy is taller. And as you can see right here, Marvel Legends, they're called 6-inch action figures, but they are tall as crap. Most of them are well over 6 inches tall. And there's Black Series Ray right there, who is tall for her line, so she's pretty much the same height. Even Stan Lee here is way much taller. According to Google, Ernie Hudson and Dan Aykroyd are 6 feet tall, while Bill Murray and Harold Ramis is supposed to be 6'2". But like I said, they're all sharing the same body, so they're pretty much the same height. And in the movie, they were probably all the same height. I can't think of that one being taller than the other. I didn't realize Bill Murray was super tall until I paid more attention the last time I watched Little Shop of Horror and saw how he had the duck under the door frame. Before I get to my final thoughts, I was able to get the trap over his walkie-talkie because it's hollow. Since these figures are supposed to be geared towards older collectors, even though they'll put ages 4+ on the box, they don't give you instructions for anything. You gotta figure out little stuff. But I can't see anywhere else that this would like connect or overlap, so there's that option. Yeah, so at the end of the day, these things look good. They represent what they're supposed to represent. The original Ghostbusters 80s movie. They're a little bit lacking on accessories, like I said, but the Proton Pack is substantial. I wish they definitely had different hands. I wish this hand, the left hand, would go in and out, or they gave you exchangeable hands that had different joints, because it is very limiting as far as holding the actual Proton Pack wand and whatnot. The accessories they do come with are cool, but it would have been nice if all of them had at least the Plasma Blast. But they're mostly just decent. They're not horrible. I can't give them a bad review. The likenesses are good. I like them, especially Egon. And if you didn't know, these are World of Nintendo Metroids. Anywho, thank y'all for watching this video. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. But it's gonna be difficult to probably figure. Most likely, hopefully there aren't a bunch of bad keys. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit.